Hello and welcome back to the third part of Lesson 1 in our mini-series entitled There's an App for This. In this first lesson, we're exploring the emotion of fear, the fear that many people experience, especially during this Christmas season. So far, we have talked about 3 of the top 5 types of fear that are basic to most normal human beings. And out of these top 5 types of fear tend to grow all of the other types of fear that we experience or have experienced. So far, we talked about the fear of extinction, of somehow being annihilated or ceasing to exist. We talked about number 2, mutilation, somehow the fear of losing a body part or body function. And then we also talked about the loss of autonomy, the fear of being paralyzed or restricted or overwhelmed, which many people feel even right now, the feel of otherwise being controlled. I cannot make my own decisions. I cannot do what I want, go where I want, the feel of loss of autonomy. And so we come in now, number 4 on the list of the top 5 types of fears, out of which all of our other types of fear tend to grow. Sorry about that. I was trying to adjust the camera. And number 4 is separation. Number 4 on the top 5 list of fears that humans experience is separation, which is the fear of abandonment, rejection, and loss of connectiveness. The fear of becoming a non-person, not wanted, not respected, not valued by anyone else. And we understand, well, I'm not assuming everyone who's viewing this is of African American descent, but persons of African American descent understand this feeling of being devalued or being treated as a non-person. The original U.S. Constitution did not consider people of African descent full persons. We were just fractions of people, and they considered the greater part of African Americans to be animalistic. And they did indeed treat African Americans in said manner, as if we were animals to be worked or animals to be bred to create more little animals, to grow into big animals, to be worked and bred. So we understand as an African American body of people this feeling of separation. We're separated from this group of people over here, because this group of people feels that we're non-people. This group of people feel that we're irrelevant. But to bring it home, somebody on this line tonight understands it in an even more profound or a deeper way, and you understand this feeling of separation through being given the silent treatment. Living in the same house with somebody and they haven't spoken to you in 2 or 3 months. Or young people going to school, interacting, and some of their peers treating them as if they don't even exist. Walk by them as if they don't even see them. So this experience of being given the silent treatment, it can be devastating psychologically speaking. Because you start off feeling and believing I'm just as good as everybody else. I'm just as good as these people over here. But then when these people over here start treating you as if you don't even exist, sometimes it even makes you question yourself. Well, wait a minute. Am I what I thought I was? Am I who I think I am? Am I really relevant? So this feeling of separation is real, and many times we're made to experience those feelings when we are given the silent treatment by other people, particularly people for whom we care or with whom we want to be in positive interaction. And then number 5 on our list of the top 5 fears that we experience as humans, and out of which our other fears grow, and that is ego death. Ego death. Ego death is the fear of humiliation, the fear of shame, or any other mechanism of profound self-disapproval that threatens the loss of integrity of the self. Let me read that again. Let's unpack it. The fear of humiliation, we're talking about ego death, is the fear of humiliation, shame, or any other mechanism of profound self-disapproval that threatens the loss of integrity of the self. When we feel humiliated, a part of that feeling is associated with somehow we feel like we are reduced or less than, or we have messed up, or we have been made to feel as if what we have offered is really nothing, which then leads us to feeling humiliated, and then also close associated, we begin to feel shame, meaning that we feel again that something is wrong with us. We haven't acted in a way that was expected, or we did something that was unexpected, that was not positive. Again, these are feelings that assault our ego. The fear of humiliation, the fear of shame, again, or any other mechanism where we feel self-disapproval. And many times that comes through someone else disapproving of us, which then in turn triggers a feeling of our disapproving of ourselves. Ego death also includes the fear of the shattering or disintegration of one's constructed sense of lovability, capability, and worthiness. So it really assaults us right at the seat of who we feel we are. I mean, if I feel like I got swag and everybody I interact with treat me like I'm a zero, then that's going to have an impact on me, eventually, if I get this from all quarters. That's one example. But bottom line, ego death is a sense of I'm being reduced. I'm being seen in a reduced way. I'm believed by others to operate, in a limited capacity. This is associated with ego death. The question tonight is, after hearing these top 5 fears and understanding that out of these 5, many of the other feelings of fear and anxiety grow out of these 5, I think it would be helpful to ask yourself the question, what are some of my basic fears? How do I see myself in these top 5? Extinction, mutilation, loss of autonomy, separation, ego death. How do I see myself in these? And what are some of my fears? What are the things that cause me anxiety? And what type of fear? I'm going to let you ponder on that question for just a little bit. And then we'll come back with our conclusion coming right out of the Bible. We've talked to you about why you need Bible apps to help you deal with some of your fears. In this next segment, we're going to actually go through some of the apps that the Bible offers us. So stay tuned. Think about this now. What type of fears am I experiencing? All right, we'll be right back.